Oh my god, that's awesome.
I am currently sitting at home waiting for Little Caesars to come through with a pizza. I thought about it, what is the greasiest pizza that I've ever had? And I'm pretty certain it's Little Caesars. Little Caesars will put this to test. My pizzas are officially here. They literally just arrived. Let's see what the... Okay, there's no greasiness on there. Hey, it's actually not too bad. It's giving Chuck E. Cheese in the best way. And then my other option is a pretzel crust. That looks incredible. This one looks a little greasier, but look, nothing on it. Here's the before. This is the pepperoni one, by the way. Okay, I don't think pepperoni is supposed to go flying, but look at the shine on it. And none of the pizza stayed on there. It works. I think we just removed 400 calories from this pizza. Let's see the before and after. That has to be like 400 calories, right? Let's make sure this is not beginner's luck. There's a process here. Okay, here's the before. Nothing on there. Oh my god, that's a big amount of greasiness. Here's the thing, is this going to make this healthy? No, but it's definitely going to help. Look at this. Now you might be wondering, does this make it taste different? I'm gonna start with the greasy one. It really is real, as you can see. Let me go for a tiny slice. It feels like a normal slice of pizza, but look at this. There's no shine on it. Nothing glistens. It fully absorbed the greasiness from it. Let's try it. That is delicious. Do I think it's different? It tastes more like a cheese toasty because some of the pizza pepperoni greasiness has been removed. There's a cheese toasty flavor to it. It could just be the pizza. An amazing slice of pizza. Let's see the pepperoni one. It's still a crazy result. This one is more like something that I normally get, so I'll know immediately if this doesn't taste like pizza. It tastes exactly the same, just way less greasier. I 100% approve this. This is superior than regular pizza. And I'm not someone who hates greasiness. Like, I'm okay with it. This amount is too much. This amount of greasiness is perfect. We've been eating pizza wrong. 29 million people have watched this video and realized they've been making nachos incorrectly. So we need two different trays. Mine are pretty new, so they're very non-stick. I'm gonna use the deeper one for the toppings and the bottom one for the nachos. I guess I'm gonna use the whole bag. I'm gonna try and flip them upwards just to make sure we can collect the most amount of sauce. Traditionally, we would just add the toppings, put this in the oven. Now this is the new method to do it. Now on this tray is where the magic is going to happen. Yes, I am using Velveeta. It's how everyone does it here, and I'm no better than anyone. I'm actually worse. So I'm gonna open the Velveeta, which, if you don't know what Velveeta is, it's kind of like a processed cheese. Usually it's like tiny little slices. It's just a whole block. The fact that this is cheese will never stop amusing me. They don't use anything in the bottom, so we're just going to literally spread this around, and hopefully this will somehow melt into a Velveeta river. So that's the whole block. This is one of the smaller ones. Wait, should I use non-stick spray first? My instinct is saying that this is not enough cheese, so I'm just gonna add a whole lot of Velveeta and really try to cover all the empty gaps in between the blobs of cheese. I'm just praying this is not going to stick to the bottom and just become a mess to clean up. Now I'm gonna add some beef taco filling. It's already cooked, so interesting. So I'm just going to add this on top. Obviously you can make these vegetarian and just keep it with the Velveeta. I'm just going the extra mile. 30 million people have watched this. It has to be popular for a reason. These people gotta know what they're doing, right? And the oven is ready. This is like divine timing. Sure, this looks like arrived straight from Amazon Prime from hell, but in divine timing. So initially I had the temperature set to 350, so I lowered it down to 200, so it's cooking pretty slow, but I mean, it's starting to look kind of right, you know? I'm starting to believe. I just need to give it a little bit longer, but I think the amount of cheese, I think we did it right. And these are obviously going to remain super crispy. They're not wet or covered in cheese. It kind of makes sense. Maybe this is an improved way to do it. It's like a giant cheese pancake, which tells me this is probably ready. It's been around 7 minutes, so I think I say let's do it. We have one try at this. Wait, it's moving so much slower. Oh my god. Oh my god. It is actually working. Okay, I gotta move to the front again. I mean, I just need to get all of this out. It did a pretty damn good job at covering all the nachos. I don't think there's a single dry chip other than this one in the edge. It does not stick, so you can really go in here and sort of like move it around. If there's any chip that doesn't have cheese, it was kind of magical for me. Is this stretchy, the cheese? Because this is, I guess, why people do it, because you don't end up with a dry chip. We did use an insane amount of cheese, but the distribution, you do not get this from a regular nacho. I can honestly already tell you that this is worth it in my opinion. Sure, you're going to use a lot of cheese, but this simply does not happen with the regular nacho weight. That is so delicious. Maybe a little bit too much cheese. The texture, the nachos, the tortilla chips are very fresh underneath. They're not soggy with the sauce on it. It's 100% worth it. When you go to a restaurant, or maybe when you go to the cinema, the texture of their nachos with the cheese is entirely different than at home. This is closer to a restaurant or a movie theater nachos. I think this is a superior way to make nachos at home, and this would actually change the way I do it going forward. I'm keeping it real. The cheese pull alone makes this worth it. You might think that I'm crazy, but I left this in the freezer for so long, I think it's going to explode. Please don't break, please don't break. Please don't break. Oh wait, it's perfect. This is exactly what it's supposed to be like. It's like a slushy. It might explode, be careful if you do this. 13.6 million people have watched this. Turns out you've been drinking these wrong. It's supposed to go in the freezer and become like a slushy kind of consistency. Mine has been in the freezer for like 3 hours. It did not break, despite me being scared. It's like icy. Let's see what it's giving. And now, this is the part. Why is it solid? Oh my god, it actually became like a slushy. Look, I did not think that was even possible from one of these. But this is truly the consistency of a slushy without a slushy machine. I can already tell you, I have been drinking these wrong. First of all, because I never drank them. By default, this is an improvement. I did not know this was possible. I don't know how to describe it to you, but it is thick like a slushy. Let's try it. That's like going to an actual coffee shop and getting like a frappuccino, like an ice blended drink, but in your house. This is 100% an improved way than to just drinking this. It's truly like a slushy. You could eat this, it's solid. This is so much better. This tastes rich.
You guys told me that if I put a marble, it'll be a lot faster. I filled it up too much and I feel like that didn't leave a lot of space. The marble's like right on top. It's like right there. Well, actually, that looked pretty good.
Here we've got the marble, the whipping cream, and a plastic bottle. So this is kind of everything we need. So I'm gonna start by opening this up. Inside of this bottle, I am going to put one of these. Let's do a blue marble so we can truly see it. Can we squeeze it out somehow? So we're gonna put this inside. Okay, I'm gonna try not to make a mess. Maybe a little bit more, because some of it is going to become buttermilk. Obviously, we still want enough space so that, you know. If this works, this is a much quicker alternative to making butter. Next time you get your KitchenAid to make butter, it could be this easy. I'm gonna set up a timer. Anything under 10 minutes, I would say it's a success. 1, 2. At 20 seconds, you've got whipped cream. I'm being for real. This is whipped cream. It does feel like the marble is kind of destroying the plastic bottle, so it makes me feel like this is going to be microplastic's final boss. It is what it is. So we're at 4 minutes and 30 seconds now. I think I could technically stop at 4 minutes and 30 seconds and we'd already have butter. Do you see? It's separated. I think we did it. I'm not exaggerating. 4 minutes. That's how long it took from this to go from whipping cream to butter. Let me open this. It's not even like pressurized or anything. That smells like buttermilk. So if this has worked, we're going to separate the buttermilk, which is the liquid, from the butter. Wait a second. How do you get the butter out? Okay, we didn't think that far. So you could use this for pancakes. Wait a second. We made butter. As long as you've got marbles at home and Please don't go in the drain. Please don't go in the drain. Don't forget to like the video. This is how I'm gonna pay my plumbing bill. That is actually butter. You can easily get the marble out. If you want, I guess you can squeeze this a little bit more. But like, that is a pretty good amount of butter as well. For 4 minutes? I've got a croissant here, so I'm just gonna slice it. And we're going to try it with butter. You cannot tell the difference from anything you buy at the supermarket. It's just butter. Look, as solid as it should be. Spreads completely like butter. That tastes way better than butter. The only thing, I wish I would have put some sea salt on it, but it's so much better than the stuff from the supermarket that I don't even care. It's like butter minus all the chemicals. It tastes a lot cleaner. This is a 10 out of 10. This is a much better, improved way to do it. Instead of seasoning our chicken, we're going to season our parchment paper. This is a real product that exists in Europe. In America, we gotta DIY this a little bit. I guess you can use any kind of oil for this, and I'm just going to apply it thinly because the point of this is using less oil. I'm gonna use some of this one. It feels a little bit stupid to season the parchment paper. Next up, we're gonna be seasoning our mouth before we eat it. This is the never let them guess your next move of chicken cooking. Okay, so this is all-purpose seasoning, and yes, I'm aware this is an industrial size. That's how I live my life, and that's between me, my doctor, and my priest. I do not play about my seasonings, as you can see. And like on the video, if you see, this is pretty heavy. Okay, I'm gonna say this is it. I'm actually trying not to laugh here because this is too silly. Let me heat this up first. If this catches on fire, I'm gonna be so mad. Now, let me look for a piece of chicken that isn't too big so that it fits in here perfectly. I'm gonna place it on this side. We're going to close this, and the chicken is trapped in here. We do have to trim this a little bit so that it fits perfectly, but I mean, it does fit, so I'm going to grab the chicken and put it on here. Even for my standards, this is a little bit too much. So let's see. So it's been like 5 minutes and it's starting to smell kind of delicious and it's making cooking sounds. It looks good. And the pan still remains super clean. Look at that. It's literally shining. And also the same on this side. It's super, super clean. 1, 2. Oh, that looks so good. All the juices from cooking are all trapped in there, so there's no seasoning that goes to waste or gets stuck to the pan. Wait, this is a little too good to be real. Only now, like almost 10 minutes in, there's a little bit of liquid about to touch the pan. It's a pretty small amount, but it is happening. Most of the liquid actually stays inside the parchment paper. I'm gonna switch it off. This is almost a combination of steaming and grilling. But like, it is fully cooked. Okay, here goes nothing. This is me cleaning the pan. And this is what you're left with, which is a lot easier to clean. You definitely still have to rinse it, but it makes a lot less mess than like frying. I want to taste this. I'm kind of impressed, I'm not gonna lie. Coming into this one, I thought stupid. And now that I'm looking at it, I'm thinking not so stupid. Also, there should be a name for the fear of eating raw chicken. That's a real fear. A lot of people have it. It's not just me. On that note, let's try our parchment paper chicken. It looks fully cooked. It looks slightly too juicy for my own taste. Now the seasoning. Wait, the seasoning is so much stronger than... Because I guess you don't lose the seasoning on the outside. That is very good. I will say this chicken is not good quality. It's like chewy and rubbery. Is this an improved way to cook chicken? Not for me. I'm okay with doing the dishes. If you share a house with other people, maybe you can make 2 different meals and then only clean it up after because there's not a lot of contamination. So it's not an improvement for my life, but I can see how this could work for some people because the flavor is there. It's too tough. What's up with this chicken?
Bottom of your thumbs. Hold the avocado like this. Press in the bottom, and you opened your avocado.
1, 2, 3. three options for avocados for this, because I know sometimes you guys tell me that it doesn't work because I'm not using the exact same product. So, you know, I cover my bases as much as I can. I want this to work more than you do, I promise you. This might be the closest to what the lady used in the video, which is, it's called a wild avocado. I think is more common in South America. I could be wrong. I might have just made that up. It could be that we could just open an avocado using our hands. So we're going to use the bottom of our thumbs. That's how she describes it. So this part is actually quite strong, so it makes sense. I'm going to press with the bottom of my thumbs. Like I'm going to press here. So one. It works. How do you say it works in Spanish? Funciona. What? That was so easy. I used too much strength. That's why it kind of broke a little bit. It's not that different than when you use a knife. Like there's no avocado anywhere, which I'm surprised. Not one piece of avocado went flying. Okay, I spoke too soon. You don't even need a knife for this. 17 million people watched this video, so I didn't think they were gonna be wrong, but I'm still surprised. Should we try with one of these? Get more like a regular avocado, not a wild one, and see if it also works. There is that possibility. We press it against our chest slightly, and it literally opens instantly. It's perfect. This is so much easier because you can just use a spoon now and spoon out the flesh. For some magical reason, the stone also comes out. And a little too slippery. When did we start coming up with these? A lot of people have failed us in our lives because we reach an adult age without knowing that you never needed any utensils. It could have been this easy. 22 million people have watched this and thought this was a good idea. Despite a lot of people being on my YouTube channel because they found me through cake videos, dessert videos, a lot of sweet stuff. I actually, and this is gonna sound crazy, but I actually don't have a sweet tooth. I much prefer savory food that is salty, spicy. The idea of a birthday cake doesn't particularly excite me. I'll have a slice, but a savory one? Could it be that we've been thinking about birthday cakes incorrectly? For the base, I am going to be using some cornbread. How do we do this in a circle? Not as easy as you might think. Am I that much of an artist? Maybe I am. For my frosting, I am going to be using mashed potatoes. Despite the video having like 30 million views, like are they just saving it and then DIYing it like me? I guess. And you know what? It works. I believe the bottom of the cake was actually nuggets, and then the second layer was fries, and then the top was just a burger. So I'm gonna try to do the exact same thing. This all needs to be shifted to the side. Is it too late? Nope. I am going to cut the nuggets, so we're not going to waste as many. Does it stick to mashed potatoes? Yes, it does. I'm as surprised as you are. And there's a lot of people like me who don't like sweet stuff. This could be a new way. You might have never thought of this. I used exactly 10 nuggets for this, which is not bad. So it looks kind of like this. My second layer will actually be a square. I think this will look better. So I'm gonna do mashed potatoes and then another layer on top. And now using the spatula, you already know, the construction is actually pretty clean so far. Fingers crossed. I don't know what's the best way to stick them because French fries are not regular and definitely not the ones from McDonald's. Okay, the biggest problem with McDonald's fries is that by the end of the container, they start to get really small. They give you all those like bits that nobody wants to eat. Hey, it looks better on camera than it does in real life. I'm the only YouTuber who will ever say those words. Keep it real. I used around half. It's actually not that much food. It's truly not that expensive to make this. It really isn't. I would tell you the truth. On top, a cheeseburger. Is it a bad idea? Maybe. But I'm doing it. It actually looks really cool. Look at this. Wait, I need to find a ribbon of some kind. This is all I could find. Imagine it's a lot nicer. This actually helps with making it structurally more sound and secure. Wait, this is so cute. Like we need to magically place a candle on top. I feel like this is the kind of thing that you have to build it 5 minutes before you have to eat it because it's mashed potatoes and cornbread, you know? Let's see what the center of this is giving. Hey, it's cornbread. This is so I cannot believe this YouTube channel is for free. They can't put this on TV, you know? Inside, you get this. Oh, that looks scary. But you know what? Better than I expected somehow. There's pickle, cheeseburger, cornbread. It's like Thanksgiving at Ronald McDonald's house. I really do like it. I'm not just saying that. This is really good cornbread from Walmart. I kind of did my big one with this one, you know? Do you know anyone who hates sweet stuff for their birthday? This is why I made this. Enjoy. First step of making our sushi, getting rid of all these eggs, which is an insane step for sushi making. Trust me, this is gonna go somewhere. Okay, now ignore the eggs because we don't actually need them. Here we've got all the ingredients needed for sushi. I kind of started pressing down on my cling film. I used 2 pieces of cling film to make sure we've got enough space for all of these. I don't have enough space for these 3, but that's okay. That's crazy that you can do 15 sushi rolls in one go. First thing I'm gonna do is non-stick spray. This is like a no-brainer. And then I want to do a sprinkle of sesame seeds on every single one. I am doubting this a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. But maybe. I'm using smoked salmon, but obviously feel free to use the real stuff. I just have fear of raw fish. I'm gonna do 1 piece per sushi roll. Some of these are huge, some of these are small. That's kind of the fun of it. Then I'm gonna do some avocado, because that's just how I like my sushi. I have no idea why my avocado is so tough, but I've made real sushi the traditional way, and I'm gonna say, so far, not comparable. This is some bibigo rice, and I actually mixed it with sesame oil and some vinegar, rice vinegar. Still a little bit warm, but not too much. I'm gonna try to make this enough for this whole thing, but I'm not sure. It doesn't stick to your hands because of all the non-stick stuff. Actually dangerously easy. If this works, I will be unstoppable. So now I'm gonna flatten them down a little bit, not too much. These are some seaweed sheets, and I cut each of them into 4, and then I'm gonna put them right on top. I'm looking at the camera, and this whole thing took me 7 minutes exactly. Okay, a little bit messy on this side, but it'll be fine. Spray of non-stick. I spend a lot of time on these food hacks. I need them to come out well, otherwise I cannot sleep when I go to bed. I will be thinking about this and how it failed and how it's my fault. Let's see. Okay, this will be enough for the whole thing, so I'm just gonna press this down. Do I think it's going to come out fine? I'm not sure at this point, but we will see. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I didn't do a good job. Wait, one of them is hanging. You do not understand how forgiving this is. I did a terrible job flipping, and it's fine. Wait, I forgot there's plastic underneath as well. Wait. I can still save it. No, I can't. Never mind. It'll be fine. Just vote. I know I'm gonna be out. I'm playing too many games here, but it's very satisfying too. It looks like you're at a hotel breakfast buffet and someone got a little creative, but in a good way, you know? Call me simple, but if I went to your house and I saw this, I would think, oh, sushi, it just looks good to me. So I'm gonna grab 1 slice. It actually holds like a piece of sushi. This would have been better with soy sauce. Delicious, truly. I need soy sauce and wasabi to truly enjoy this. You see the plastic left in the bottom? You're supposed to remove that after you press it. It was such a stupid mistake because now this is all stuck in here. It's like impossible. You just gotta enjoy it like this. But as you can see, you can move it fully. Is this an improved way to make sushi? If you have no skills and you live outside of the country of Japan, yes, this is for us. So 100%, if you live in Japan, I'm just sorry. How do you say I'm sorry in Japanese? Gomenatai. This is the never let them guess your next move of cheese sandwiches. First, we start with... This is so silly. We are basically going to put the bread on it. The only thing I didn't fully understand in the video was, I don't know why they didn't build the whole sandwich in one go. This one is a more solid kind of cheese because it takes a little bit longer to melt. I want it to stay melty in the center. Then I'm going to use another slice of bread. Hopefully, if this works, this is going to crustify. Wow, that's an amazing word. I think I just made it up. It's going to crustify. I'm not using a non-stick surface, but I can see the cheese melting in the bottom. Do you see? Oh man, I hope this is not going to be stuck, because I really don't want to do the dishes in that kind of way. We're just going to wait for now. So we've officially reached the bubbly stage. There is no way this is going to work. And maybe it's because I used the wrong cheese. It's entirely possible. How would we ever be able to flip this without this sticking? I don't want to be dramatic or alert anyone, but this is looking very dark. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to flip it with a pizza slicer or whatever this is. Oh no, it's stuck. Wait a second. So that did not work out, I think. Because people always say, oh, you have to let it cook long enough. I did. Oh my god. You have to use a non-stick pan for this. Look at this.
Hell no, man.
Does that seem like something you want? I'm gonna be using my cheese toasty maker. This is basically what I do every time. I always leave some cheese in the bottom to make it crusty. I was just excited about doing it in the frying pan. Turns out it's a no-go. I'm gonna start with the cheese in the bottom, then the bread on top. That's how trustworthy I am of this machine. It's not gonna stick. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on this side, just to make this quicker. Let me put on gloves, because this is about to be really, really hot. This time around, it did not stick. Look at this. Oh, it's nice and crispy. I still gotta put the cheese in the center. Okay, I didn't think about that, but it'll be fine. Okay, it might look aggressively crispy, but this will add flavor. Okay, and the cheese in the center is basically all melted now, so I'm just going to get this out. This is our new way of eating a cheese toasty, where the entire outside is crispy, crunchy cheese. In the center, it should still be melted, the cheese. Look at the cheese in the center. You still get a delicious, soft, creamy, like literally melting cheese toasty with the added crispiness on the outside. You can also use real cheese on the outside and make it less brown, but this sounds good to me. The best cheese toasty in the whole world. This is, oh my god. Imagine a cheese toasty where every component is cheese. This makes the bread taste like cheese. It's very, very delicious. I don't know how to explain it to you, but look at this. And the bread stays soft because it locks the moisture. This is 100% an improved way to make a cheese toasty. I just don't think this is something that new. I think a lot of us already were doing cheese toasties in this kind of way. Amazing. There seems to be a couple different names for this. So this is a new way of cooking your hot dogs. I'm just gonna grab one of them. The names I found for this were pinecone hot dogs, also burnt end hot dogs. There's another one. I'm gonna call them crisscross hot dogs. Essentially, it's a new way to cook your hot dogs instead of just, grilling them. It takes a little bit longer, but you can do this in the oven or on the barbecue as well. And what I like about this is that you can make all of them at the same time, so you don't have to do one by one. You wanna make lines diagonally and then flip it and do it the other way around. So you're left with like a diamond shape. How deep do you want to go? No idea. Almost to the center. I'm almost slicing them in half. It's pretty easy, like it really is easy. When you're done, turn it the other way around and cross diagonally. So what we're doing essentially is increasing the surface area of your hot dogs, so you increase the flavor of them. So when you're done, you're kind of left with this. Flip them around, and I'm gonna do the same on the other side. Diagonally. So now the other way around. It's very quick. The whole thing will take you like 2 minutes. Okay, so I'm fully done. It's sliced in one side, but also on the other side. Could I go a little bit deeper? Probably. Am I going to? No, because this will fall apart any second, as you can see. You can cook them the way we just prepared them, and that's it. You put them in the oven. You can coat them in a sticky sauce, like a barbecue sauce, which has sugar in it, so it is basically a barbecue sauce. And then I'm also going to add a wood fire seasoning. A little bit more sauce. This is the fun part. Ooh, actually not fun. I thought I was gonna enjoy the texture of this, but it's cold and sticky. And if you try opening it, this is ready. And put it on a baking tray. I'm going to separate mine slightly so they cook a little bit faster. There's not much to see at this stage. They're just hot dogs. 20-25 minutes. I think will be good enough. It's been around 20 minutes and this is what it looks like. This is gonna be my first time turning them because we want them to get a little bit like sticky. It doesn't even look like hot dogs, I'm gonna give it maybe 10 more minutes. It'll be close to like 30 minutes in the end. Wait a second. I don't think you guys are ready for how good these look. Also, why do I have fluff all over my hands today? These were done in the oven and look at it. Not the sausage worm. Look how crispy, crunchy they look, and every single crevice is like full of flavor. Every single one of them turned out perfect. This takes hot dogs to a new level. Oops, this one broke. I can show you the texture on the inside. You know the smoked brisket, like Texas barbecue? But with hot dogs in 30 minutes in your oven. Let's go for this one. Oh my god, this is insane. The best hot dog in the world. Like there's nothing that even compares to this. It's so crunchy and it's like a hot dog meets Texas barbecue. Look at this one. This one is basically black. And then super meaty on the inside. This is an 11 out of 10. 100% a new way to cook your hot dogs. If I have 30 minutes, I will always do this going forward. I'm gonna keep it super real. I bought this ice cream to try this with. These low-calorie ice creams are usually very icy and I find them really hard to break into. Like they're super hard. This is how much I ate when the groceries arrived to my house. I'm honestly kind of proud because this is the problem with putting the amount of calories in the front, and if it's a number that is lower than 1,000, this is what I do. I eat it in one go. From the comments, I think it's because people thought the lady was gonna do something else with the spoon. I really have no idea what it is, but the comments were having a great time. So is there something wrong about me heating up a spoon? So I've heated up the spoon as much as I can. Now I'm gonna be scared to put this in my mouth now, but let's see. It literally says, I grabbed a whole chunk. Like I've never grabbed so much ice cream in one spoon, but now I'm scared of touching the spoon with my mouth. Oh, it's fine. It does work now. I would now have to heat up the spoon that is now dirty with ice cream. It's gonna get all crusty. So, you see where I'm going with this? Despite this having like 50 million views, I don't think it's because people are using this. I just wouldn't do this again. It's too much work. I'm picking up on a vibe that nobody wants to do the dishes. So I've got some lemons here. This is supposed to be a new way to zest your lemons without needing to wash this. Big things are happening, big shifts. Have you ever heard about timeline shifts? This is how you make one, by doing this stupid, silly little stuff. The way they do it is they actually fix it with rubber bands. So look at this. Mine just holds. Just vote. Just zest. I mean, you can see through it. My question is, aren't I going to be eating parchment paper too? I'm not entirely opposed to the idea of eating parchment paper. So here we've got the lemon, and if this works, the zest will stay on here. It's already made holes in it, and it's still not zest. Guys. It's already made holes in the parchment paper. And the zest is on the other side. Look, I can get some of it out on this side. There's a little bit of zest here somewhere. The back still needs to be cleaned. So what is the point of this if I'm gonna have to clean it anyways? This is just silly. I'm really trying. This is all the zest that I managed to get out. You can't even see it. The thing is, and it's not the lemon. Let me try a different one. The zest is on the table. This is how much you get in the front, barely anything. And this right here is the amount of damage we made on this lemon. This is stupid. And we've already got more than in the whole process of this. Don't do this.
I have an avocado here, right? That I mushed on the inside, so you get a little hole on the top. You just kind of squeeze it out.
But did anyone ever check on avocados if they're okay with this? Do they want to be part of all these food hacks? Do they just want to be eaten the classic traditional way at this point? We're going to try to mush this without breaking it. So that's the challenging part, is that obviously there's a very tight, limited amount of space inside the avocado. Now, I will say it is possible. This creator is onto something because look at this. My avocado was, look, this part is still hard. And look at this part that I mashed up. It's basically like the avocado moves like it's water inside. And it literally took me like 30 seconds of doing this. If your hands are warm, and my hands are always very warm, like something's gotta be wrong with me anatomically at this point. I made a little tear on there, which is definitely not ideal for this. To make sure that this actually works correctly, I'm going to duct tape the tear that I made. So you can't even see the tear anymore. So I'm gonna carry on with the hack. And you kind of feel the pit inside moving around. I feel like it cannot get softer than this, right? I know this is ready because look at the tip. The avocado is starting to come out through the stick part. That's like the... If this works, I can use this as a pen. Watch this. This is not an improvement because first of all, I made a tear now. This is very much real. Like it 100% works. If you're anywhere and you have an avocado and a slice of bread and you have no utensils, when I go to a desert island, I'm going to be making guacamole inside the avocado. I will have guacamole. You can squeeze out the entirety of the avocado. through one hole. In a desert island scenario, an incredible hack. In my house with kitchen utensils, I'm okay, thank you.
She said 4 tablespoons. Girl, just do it. Come on, let's go. Teamwork.
I have to. I'm so
Cheers.
Is it possible that there's a new level of flavor to a Diet Coke that we haven't unlocked yet? A new way to enjoy your Diet Coke? I draw the line at Hershey's chocolate, so I'm just using the great value from Walmart. And if someone is planning on leaving a comment saying that this is the same stuff as Hershey's, why would you ruin my day like that? And now I'm mad at you. Yet again, me fighting hate comments that haven't actually happened. What is the psychology behind this? First, I'm gonna do a little bit of Coke. I'm gonna add the chocolate. I mean, I want to taste it. I did as if this was chocolate milk. And then we're gonna mix it. And all the chocolate all over the side. This is pretty weird. I will say it does mix pretty well. Texture of chocolate milk. And now we're gonna add the rest. This is to keep some of the bubbles, so I'm doing it in stages. I'm gonna mix it a little bit, not too much. Look at the bubbles. They're literally chocolate milk bubbles, not the accidental cold foam. Why is he giving it's going to curse my bloodline? Joke's on them, my bloodline probably ends here. I wouldn't pass what's in here to anyone else. Cheers. I'm gonna do a really good job of describing this to you. If you ever had Easter candy and it's now Christmas, and you just found the Easter candy, like an Easter rabbit. I'm not even sure if it's milk or dark chocolate, it's just chocolate. And it's been sitting there untouched for 8 to 9 months, and it's now got a white coating on it. And you're not entirely sure if it's mold, but it's there. It tastes like chocolate, but it also tastes like somebody's basement and pockets with crumbs on it. That's what this tastes like. Does that sound like something you want? It's horrible and I would like for this to be over. This new way of eating these two items is being coined as Mech. Trust me, you don't want to put that into Google, because I did. I realize I will have to bleep it every time I say it. Not family friendly, please don't look it up. I actually got these items with the promo codes on McDonald's, so this was $1 each. Now if it doesn't taste good, I mean, it's not a huge loss. So what they do is they get the chicken sandwich, and then you grab your double cheeseburger. You have to unstick it, and because of the stickiness of the cheese in the center, it's hopefully going to... What you're left with is a Mech. It is so big that I don't think I can bite into it. But I want to get a bite of everything. Okay, here goes nothing. It's nice. Interesting. It tastes really close to a Big Mac. That's what it tastes like to me. And that makes sense because a Big Mac also has bread in the center. If you're thinking it's going to be weird because of the beef and chicken combination, but actually it kind of just tastes like a Big Mac. These cost me $1 each, so I was okay with wasting it. If it cost like $6 per burger or something, I probably wouldn't think this is worth it, but I'm not mad. So Dunkin' Donuts has come out with this drink. It's a cereal milk latte where I think they use like a cereal flavored syrup. Or even other coffee shops that also use syrups to make their flavored lattes. Turns out a good way to get flavor for your coffee is actually by soaking it in cereal. That actually makes perfect sense to me. Why would I go and buy a syrup that is cinnamon flavored when I could just add some Cinnamon Toast Crunch into milk? I'm gonna try this with the Fruity Pebbles. I think this is the flavor of the Dunkin' Donuts latte. I'm gonna add these to a glass. I'm doing such a good job here. The intensity of the flavor comes from how much you're going to put in. Oh my god, there's cereal everywhere. And then you add your milk, and that's literally all it is. So I'm just using, this is the milk that I drink at home. Sometimes I switch to great value, just regular 2% milk to reset my brain. I'm gonna mix this. It doesn't really change the color immediately. Actually, why is it going green? When I did this last night, it did not change the color this quickly, so I am a little bit surprised. Place some cling film over it because what I've realized was eventually this stuff will form like a solid layer here. Once in a while when you go to the fridge to get a snack, just do this. Just shake the milk and that will make it mix a little bit better. Once it sets, it will once again solidify on top and then you have to shake it again. Obviously they didn't mention that in the video because that wasn't part of the program, if you know what I mean. Here's the one I have prepared earlier. So this is what happens overnight. This is the difference in color. Let me shake it. I don't want to make butter. What if we use this? Wait a second. Fruity Pebbles butter. Come to my TikTok. Actually, I'll post it as short content eventually. Anyways, first thing, I'm gonna get my espresso shot. Ooh, the texture of this, guys, overnight, I would not want to eat this now at this stage. No. So. This was so stupid. This was so dumb. I'm gonna try to get as much out as I possibly can. I transferred this to a clean glass. It kind of looks white now. It looks good though. No syrups, no extra sugars. Let's give it a try. Oh my god, that is so strong. I just realized this flavor, it's not something I love. I don't love Fruity Pebbles. I think I've only had it one time, so I don't know what I was expecting, but this is very fruity. It's like blueberry coffee. I don't hate it. I will drink this whole thing. Like, it will sit here throughout the video and I will be sipping on this. I guess I just wasn't expecting such a fresh laundry detergent flavor. As far as the soaking and the adding the flavor into the milk, it works. It works too well. It's more concentrated than syrup and it does not taste artificial. It doesn't give you that headache feeling. You know, when you have like a fake sweetener syrup, it's just like 100% approved. This should have been Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
And you just dip that right into the powder. Oh my gosh, fabulous.
How much of a safe space is this YouTube channel? This straight up stupid. I don't even know why I'm trying this. Mac and cheese is mostly carbohydrates and this is supposed to be a way to enjoy the flavor of mac and cheese, but with something healthy, so mostly protein and fat. So I'm gonna do 2 boiled eggs that have that boiled egg water. This smells delicious. To this you're supposed to add the cheese from the mac and cheese packages, you know, the Kraft mac and cheese powder. My question is, who has those lying around? When you eat the pasta, you eat the Kraft mac and cheese. Instead I'm using nacho cheese popcorn seasoning, which has essentially the same flavor. Guys, this is so stupid. I don't even want to do it anymore. So these are mac and cheese eggs. And I guess because of all the weird boiled egg water, ooh, that looks nothing like what it did on the video. I hate every second of this and I cannot believe I'm entertaining this. No matter how much I add, you see, it kind of sticks to it in a weird way. So actually the superior way is you gotta do this if this is what you really want. If you want it to be evenly. Just spend like $5 worth of this powder. This is stupid. This is so dumb. I mean, there's a lot of salt as well. I mean, it tastes good, but like, what is the difference between cutting open an egg and then sprinkling some of this on top and eating it with a plate and a fork and then doing this shaking thing? It really adds nothing. First of all, a very unevenly coated egg, I gotta say it as it is. An insane amount of waste of nacho mac and cheese powder, whatever it is that you're using. Wasteful and messy. And I'm okay with one of those things at a time. But when you have 2 of them, I'm mad.
If you just reach underneath the avocado and put some pressure on, the pit will pop right out and you can remove it with your fingers.
5 million people have apparently realized that they've been cutting the avocados wrong. I did not realize this was a problem, and I'm not joking, this is kind of serious. A really common injury in preparing foods is actually removing the stone from the avocado. So the way I normally do it is I'll use a knife and cut around it. I am not getting an injury. Not this year, maybe next year. This year, I'm done. I've suffered enough. I twist it. This avocado is not ready. Then you're left with this. And this part, doing this movement to get this out, this is how most people get injured. This is like the #1, which makes sense because this is quite slippery. For example, when I do it, because I know my skills, I just put it on the table and then I go like this. And then I twist. And even then, doesn't feel entirely safe. I would never do that directly on my hand, but that's what most people seem to be doing. This is why I wanted to do this on camera, because apparently you don't have to do that. You just slice the avocado as you normally do, like twist. If we press on here, this is supposed to come out. Let's see. I put my finger through the avocado in a way that I wish I didn't. And now there's a hole. Does it work? Yes. Without a knife. It doesn't feel right though. This wasn't a winning moment. And it's something to do with the fingering. If you do that thing where you slice it on your hand directly, stop that and do this instead. That is an improvement because I don't want you guys to injure yourselves. If you do it the way I do it on the surface, I think you'll be fine. Keep doing that. This video brought to my attention the fact that a lot of people don't actually like pumpkin pie. And to those people I have to say, grow up. For legal reasons, this is a joke. I love pumpkin pie. I honestly cannot imagine not liking it. I love it. I love it in coffees. I love it on its own. It's just, there's something about pumpkin you can never do wrong with pumpkin, in my opinion. It's elite. It is a vegetable at the end of the day, and I guess it's not for everybody, so an improved way to those of you who don't like it. Let's say you grabbed a pumpkin pie, which by the way, mine is a sugar-free pumpkin pie. This country. They'll do anything. To me, this would be the equivalent of a slice. Ah, I love it. I already love it. I don't even need anything else added to it. It's perfect the way it is. To this, I'm gonna add some ice cream, and you can use vanilla ice cream from Walmart. I'm just doing this because it's quicker and I didn't need a whole amount. And then you mix it together, and this is supposed to be a superior way. There's a hair on my... That's fine. I don't really care. I'm going to mix this, and essentially, you can make pumpkin pie ice cream, which is not something that exists. Let's give it a try. Oh, this hits notes that even pumpkin pie on its own does not hit. That is dangerous. The crust of the pie stays in like solid bits here and there. And when you get a bite of that, it's honestly like, it's like you won the lottery. That must be the only comparable achievement. It is the greatest thing that's ever happened texturally inside of my mouth.
Oh, that's...
The actual pumpkin mixes with the ice cream in a perfect way. It gives it like an orangey color. If the pumpkin pie is a 10 out of 10, this has to be an 11 out of 10. I hate to say it, even for those of us we love pumpkin, this is an improvement. I am biased, I'm gonna be completely honest. I genuinely feel like in these videos, there is so much to take from here. I think, am I delusional or does this actually help people? There are shortcuts that I genuinely take with me from here and have used them ever since. If you like that and you'd like for this series to keep going with the food hacks and improved ways to do things that we've been doing the same way just because, don't forget to give the video a like, don't forget to subscribe and switch the notifications on. You honestly make these videos possible. I'm so grateful to every viewer, even the casual ones, even the ones who watch this and have reservations about me, who think I'm annoying, this is not really helping, or whatever it might be. I'm still grateful that you're here, you know? But those of you who subscribe and keep the notifications on, I cannot stress enough that you make these videos possible. That is the only way that I'm still here. I would probably be doing something else. I love you, grateful to the subscribers. There's a lot more of this content now at the end of the year. Stay tuned for that. I love you guys, and I will see you on my next video. Bye bye.